All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Drake's Corner special. It's been a minute since I've made a video, like a podcast type deal, or just any sort of video in general. So it's after Christmas. I thought I'd do something special, rather than a podcast or just any boring video, basically, and kind of do a little mock draft special. It's getting to that point in the season where we're starting to talk about the top draft prospects. The season's right now in a intense spot. Playoff spots are in jeopardy for some teams. Some teams are making it in. So this is mock draft 1.0. I'm gonna try and do like 3 of these, but I haven't really looked around, like scouted out like other people's mock drafts, analyst mock drafts, even prospects in general. So I'll solely be doing this off of like team needs and what I anticipate is going to happen in free agency, retirements, etc. No trades on this one. We're going to stick to the picks that are currently in the standing. We're going to jump right into this. I'm going to do one with trades here in the future. But for right now, this is mock draft 1.0, starting off with the Houston Texans at the number 1 overall pick. I think the consensus right now is that Davis Mills isn't cutting it. I thought he was serviceable, but they need a franchise guy. Obviously, they've had a top 3 pick over the last 2 years now, and here they are again at number 1. Bryce Young, he's the talk of the town. I think he's the number 1 quarterback in mostly everyone's big board. I really like Will Levis, though. I think Will Levis definitely has the capability to take over that number 1 spot, especially come pro days, stuff like that. I've seen clips of his arm. He's got a strong arm. He's in an SEC school too as well, so it's not like he's going against chumps in his conference at all. But Bryce Young for right now, I think it's the consensus pick for the Houston Texans. I'm going to go with him right there. It could definitely switch to Will Levis here in the future. I like him a lot. But here we go. The Bears on the clock, repping it. Let's go. The guy I want and the guy I think they should pick, Will Anderson. I'm going to take him here. I just think Will Anderson's one of those guys that, is a game changer on defense, kind of like a Michael Parsons, Khalil Mack, one of those guys in general who can just change the momentum of a defense. The defensive tackle spot, I've been hearing a lot about Jalen Carter. There's a few good free agent D tackles heading into free agency. You got Daron Payne. I've also heard rumors of a DeForest Buckner trade, maybe with the Colts back here at pick 6. So either that could happen, and we take an edge rusher there. But I'm guessing this pick would be going back to the Colts if there's a trade there. But for right now, Will Anderson's the pick. They could pick up Daron Payne at the defensive tackle spot and have both positions covered. But Bears right now, they pretty much need the best player on defense. Will Anderson's that guy. Seahawks, basically who the Bears don't pick. I think Jalen Carter's the consensus pick there. They could use a little bit of everything on defense right now. They found a gem in Tariq Woolen in the draft last year, and he's paying off for them. I think they go defense again to strengthen that. Their offense looks stouted. I think Geno's looking long-term there in Seattle. I didn't think we were going to see Geno. I thought, in the future, I thought he was just a, serviceable one-year guy, but rumors have it that they're looking for a long-term contract with him. Lions at pick 4 here. They pretty much, they need a lot. I'm going to take a look at that. It says needs QB. I think they'll stick with Goff again here. But I'm going to go with an edge rusher to pair up with Aiden Hutchinson. Myles Murphy here at pick 4. I think they need a little bit of everything at the defensive spot. They need, linebacking core, edge rusher. They need pretty much everything. So Lions there, best edge rusher on the board, Myles Murphy, getting it done there at pick 4. Cardinals, here's the thing with the Cardinals. Any Cardinals highlight I see consists of Kyler Murray just running around a lot. You don't want your quarterback doing that. Plain and simple. I've seen this guy picked in the top 10 years, Peter Skoronski, Northwestern tackle. He's pretty much the consensus top tackle here in the upcoming draft here. So I'm going to go with him at the tackle spot for pick 5. Colts on the clock now. I think this quarterback, obviously here, Matt Ryan might be his last year in the league. They need a quarterback. Simple as that. Will Levis, boom, strong arm guy, fits the scheme well. That's exactly what they need. Falcons here on the clock. Once again, quarterback is the name of the game. I think Marcus Mariota is seeing that, gap, kind of bridge quarterback role. CJ Stroud, I think, he'll be the guy there for them. And that's who they're going to take. Best quarterback available, Stroud. And, yeah, someone to change that franchise around. Panthers here. A lot of people are probably thinking quarterback again. But I feel like they could use, I think they'll be one of those teams that hits, the trade block or free agency for a quarterback. I think they could use, an interior lineman there. Brian Bracey, Clemson. I feel like they're going to go best player available there. I think, there's always that one team. We saw it 2 years ago in the draft with the Broncos. They surprised everybody, took a cornerback instead of Justin Fields. There's always that one team that surprises you, not trading or not drafting a quarterback. It was the Seahawks last year. I think a lot of people expected to take Malik Willis there. But, I got Panthers just taking best player available right now. They need a lot of, work done on the rebuild. Their defense is promising. They have a good rushing attack. So I don't think, quarterback is a spot they're necessarily worrying about. They still have a chance with the division here, and it's crazy that they might be the 8th pick. But at the same time, they could be in the running for making the playoffs right now. But I think they'll hit free agency for quarterback spot. Anyway, Eagles on the clock. They don't really have a lot of, X's there at any positions. I think they could use a better running back, plain and simple. They could also use a corner spot. James Bradbury, one of the top corners on the Eagles, hitting free agency. But I think Bijan Robinson is going to just light up the combine. He's going to be looking good, he should be a top 20 pick. He's very talented. Miles Sanders, serviceable, but I think they could do a lot better here in the run game with Bijan Robinson. I'll take him at pick 9 here. It might be reaching there for the running back spot, but I'm just going off what I think they could use and team needs, essentially. Raiders here on the clock again. I think, quarterback's one thing to look at. I wouldn't give up on Derek Carr after just one, they haven't really had success with him, but I don't think any of the quarterbacks that are going to be up there will be serviceable for their pick here. I think, Paris Johnson out of Ohio State, they could really use some O-line, give Carr a lot better, more time to throw rather than just heaving it to Devontae Adams every play. I'm going to go with the Ohio State tackle here. Jaguars on the clock. I'm going to go corner. They give up a lot of pass yards on the defensive end. They've had a few bright spots on their defense, but it's mainly came from the front 7. They need help at the corner spot, plain and simple. I'm going to go Cam Smith here from South Carolina. Here we go. Texans on the clock again. Let's see. What they need everything. I'm just gonna say it, plain and simple. They need everything. Brandon Cooks unhappy in Houston right now. I think they could most definitely use a receiver especially Brandon Cooks is gone. I think the next guy in line, what's his name? Is it QT? No, it might be. I don't know. I can't even think of a receiver right now. So I'm going to go with Quentin Johnson here, pick 12. They need everything. What more better than to get a franchise quarterback and maybe a future top receiver there. So, I'm going to go that. Let's see. Steelers on the clock. They need a little bit of everything, mostly on the offensive end, though. I'm going to go Broderick Jones here at the tackle spot. A lot of their O-linemen are getting up there in age. They could definitely use a solid tackle. Packers on the clock here. I'm going to go, I was thinking about the Packers pick. I'm going to go with a weapon, not on the receiver end, though, but on the tight end spectrum. Michael Mayer has been, stouted as a top 20 pick here. He's apparently an insane tight end. So I'm going to go Michael Mayer there. I don't think Tanyan is, cutting it there. They need a top target. Obviously, at the receiver position, they're developing players. I think they could use, a number 2 tight end, just a big body out there rather than just throwing it up to rookies who are on go routes. Seattle, once again. Let's see here. They took Charles Cross last year, so I don't think they go back-to-back O-line here in the first round. Let's check out the edge rushers here. They could use a little more. Let's see. What do I go? Jalen Carter. Let's check out. Here we go. I have been hearing a lot of good things about this Tyree Wilson kid. I'm gonna go him here with the Seahawks 15th pick. They could a lot of just holes to fill on the defensive end for the Seahawks. They surprised a lot of people this year, but I think they could just get better at a few positions pretty much. Patriots on the clock. Let's see here. Oh, God, they need a lot. Their defense has always been stouting. Offensively, I think they could go, or they could pair up a corner here. I'm going to go Kelly Ringo here at the cornerback spot for the Patriots. I've heard that rookie Josh Jones is lighting it up for the Patriots. They could definitely use another corner. J.C. Jackson was gone. They got lucky with Josh Jones. They could definitely use another there. Pick 16, complete. Jets are on the clock. The quarterback situation is not good. I think Mike White will stick it out there at the quarterback spot. Let's get someone to protect Mike White. I think that sounds good. Maybe an interior lineman. Also, please don't judge the hell out of this video. I haven't looked anything around at the scouts. I'm just throwing off a mock draft per se without looking at prospects or anything. So let's see. Their front seven is really solid. They were Leonard Williams, Quinnen Williams, etc. Yeah, with the Jets here, I think they could use a solid linebacker. I'm going to go Trenton Simpson here at the linebacker spot. A lot of these Clemson defensive players are one of the top prospects going right now. I'll go Trenton Simpson there. They have a solid front seven, but I feel like they could use a solid field general as well there. Lions back up on the clock. Let's see here. I'm going to check out, let's see, the interior. Yeah, for the Lions, we're going to Christian Gonzalez. I've been hearing a lot of good things about Christian. It was kind of a big deal when he declared for the drafts. He was one of the top corner prospects besides Kelly Ringo. I'm going to go Christian Gonzalez there. They need a little more help at the corner spot, someone to pair up with Okudah on the outside. Bucks are on the clock again, and I think they might take a surprise quarterback pick here. I think Brady's probably going to retire after this year. I'll go Tanner McKee here from Stanford. He's kind of I've heard late first round, early second round from them. Titans on the clock again, and I think another team that could use a receiver here. I'm going to go Jordan Addison out of USC. I think Traylon Burks is one thing, but they need a good number two. Robert Woods is there, but someone in the slot, someone fast like Jordan Addison would complete the job, give Tannehill, a pass game to work on so they're not running the ball every play. Here we go. Commanders on the clock. I'm going to go Nolan Smith here. He, Chase Young right now, injury kind of, on the block of between injury prone and not injury prone. But someone to pair up with Chase Young like Nolan Smith would definitely give the Commanders a huge passing attack. I like that pick a lot. Chargers here. Let's see here. They could really use some protection for Herbert. I'm going to go Anton. No, let's go interior. They just got Rashawn Slater last year, so I'll go interior. Let's go Torrance here from Florida. I like that pick. Slater's been playing well, though. I think they could use some better interior, so we'll go guard. The offense, I think they did a lot with defense and free agency last year. Their offense isn't as fiery as they'd like it to be. I thought the Chargers were going to be a top 1 or 2 seed here in the AFC, but not really a letdown. They're still in the playoff picture. Giants on the clock here. Another team that could use a receiver. I'm going to pick Jackson Smith and Jigba there. Maybe the most raw, talented receiver. We know he was out because of injury all year. But, to name a Giants receiver right now is very hard for me. The Ravens here on the clock. God, they could use some secondary for sure. I'm gonna go Brian Branch, Alabama. They've given up a lot of big plays in the secondary. They could use some help, maybe from the safeties as well there. But there's not too many huge safety prospects. Could have went Antonio Johnson, but they've given up in that Dolphins game especially. It was early in the season, but that's just something you can't give up. A ton of deep balls like that, allowing Tua to throw for 460 and 6 touchdowns, and now that we see what Tua has been doing the past few weeks. Yeah, that shouldn't have happened. Anyway, the Broncos are on the clock here after that disgusting Russell Wilson trade. On paper, the roster is pretty good, but they suck. So Russell Wilson's, it's a lot to blame on him. But let's get him some protection, give him some more pocket presence. I'm gonna go Anton Harrison here at the tackle spot. And so Russell's not. No excuses. I'd like to give him no excuses heading into next season so that they know whose fault it is. They just fired Hackett. Now give Russell a protector so he's not, scrambling for his life. Anyway, Cowboys on the clock. Cowboys love to go best player available. But so offensively, they got good receivers. Their O-line is stouted. I like them going defense here. Maybe another edge rusher to pair up with Micah Parsons. Jared Verse here would be a steal. I've heard he's moving up in the mock drafts from what I've heard. So Jared Verse here at pick 26. The Bengals, once again, I think they get Joe Burrow some protection. Tackle-wise, not looking crazy. I'm going to go look at the interior here. Let's take a look. We're just gonna go tackle here. Blake Freeland at a BYU. Once again, I think Joe Burrow just needs more protection. He gets sacked way too much for the talent that he assumes. So, Chiefs are on the clock here. Ooh, I'd like to pair up an edge rusher with Karlaftis just to give kind of a. Let's see, Kansas State kid. We're gonna go Uzama here. Ranked 21st in the mock draft big board, so we'll pair him up with Karlaftis, give them a young edge pair of rushers. Frank Clark is getting a little old as well, so we'll go Uzama there at the edge rusher. Vikings, pick 29. Let's see. Yeah, their secondary also needs some help. I'm going to go Jalen Jones here for them. They could use some secondary help. They just give up too many. For as good as their offense is, they just give up too many points. But the amount of one possession games that they've had, they need better coverage pretty much. Bills here, pick 30. Let's see. Joey Porter Jr. I've heard great things about him. We'll go him at the corner spot. Someone to pair up with Tre'Davious White. And last pick of the first round, the Eagles. Let's see. Should we go 3 corners in a row? I know they drafted Bijan. They also need corner help. James Bradbury heading in the free agency. Let's go secondary. Let's go safety, though. Give Antonio Johnson this pick here. He's been sitting there. There it is. Mock Draft 1.0. I know it's not probably the most educated mock draft video that you've seen, but I will download this image and put it in the video. Anyway, there it is. It's just something different to throw on the table. I was just basing this off needs and everything. I like it. Just something to throw out there for the first one. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. There should be a podcast up here Friday. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.